All right, collective, welcome to our Tuesday workout. We got a wide grip bench press day and a 12-minute AMRAP that's gonna have some banded push-ups, some power snatching, and then some bar muscle ups. So that bar muscle up being a little bit higher skill that we haven't done in a minute. And so just kind of some thought will go into that, and maybe how many do we do, kind of where are we at with the skill and things like that. So starting off for our warm-up, we got 10-minute EMOM. We're going odd and even minutes. You're gonna be doing just some regular push-ups on the odd minutes. We're doing 12 push-ups. If you guys need to kind of scale this down to knees, as long as we get through 12, that's all I care about, to kind of warm up and get that position going. Even minutes, we're gonna be going through 10 V-ups. So laying back, arms overhead, and then reach up and touch our toes for that kind of core movement. Now, wide grip bench press. With wide grip, guys, we're going out to that first line on the bar. We've talked about this before. We have 2 lines on the bar. First one's a powerlifting bar. This is one of the first barbells that was ever made. It's a Rogue, kind of the fitness or functional fitness barbells, if you will. But first line is a powerlifting line. Second line is the Olympic lifting line. So typically as a standard, we use that pinky on that first line for your wide grip. And we just have to be a little bit careful. Wide grip, it's an awesome way to target the chest. It's one of the biggest ways to get kind of the pec kind of encourage and use in the bench press itself. But for a lot of people with stiff shoulders, it can be a lot more kind of strain and pressure and achiness on the shoulder itself. So as you guys kind of work through that, find a spot that's comfortable. If you guys by chance get that pain that's going to kind of come through the front, a lot of times that bicep head and then that subscap, kind of they lay over the same spot in the shoulder. If you guys are irritated in there, it kind of hurts in the bottom. Some people have some labral issues. Same thing if you guys have damaged labrums, which most humans do. If you guys have been using your shoulders for the course of your life, you probably have some wear and tear in the labrum. So it gets a little achy in the bottom. If you guys are too wide, you guys feel a lot of pressure in there, bring it a little bit closer and just kind of be smart with that, okay? But the wide grip itself, it's 3 reps. We're trying to go heavy. I want you guys to look for like that 9.5 out of 10 day to really get a heavy bar, maximize that load on us. We've said before, because we've done a lot of that varying positions. Close grip, a lot of delt and tricep. That middle grip, it's a good way for the front delt, the tricep, the chest starts to get a little bit more engaged. And that wide grip is, again, that all chest. It's the strongest of them because this is such a big mover, and obviously of all the upper body, your pec is such a large mass that being able to close and pull that shoulder, it's extremely important. So it's the strongest position, but if you guys don't train it, and a lot of people who don't, it feels rather weak. A lot of people really prefer that regular grip, and it allows them to kind of maximize all the muscles because they're a little more underdeveloped, and that position just really isn't where it needs to be. And so as you guys go through this, you know, I've said before, I don't really care about all your lifts. We just make sure that we get that 9.5 out of 10 today. But in relation to other lifts, it should be the heavier of lifts. Some of you guys just don't get that caught up in your head. If it feels hard or if you're a little bit lower than normal, that'll catch up in time. And if you start to do it more, that's going to catch up pretty easily. And that will eventually be your best way to bench if things are all as they need to be, okay? Moving on from there, right, just a little bit tangent on that. Moving on from there, 12-minute AMRAP. We got some banded push-ups. Now this is going to be for people who can do 15 unbroken and even more than that, that kind of 25 to 30 rep unbroken. If we can take a band, just red band, nothing crazy, strap it around the back as we do our push-ups. So we lay on the ground like this. We've done them in warm-ups. Challenge that. Now, if you guys struggle with push-ups, let's not worry about a band, okay? That's just something to take right from the top, scale it back, maybe do regular push-ups, go from the knees. I'm not too worried about the band tension itself if you guys are still developing the shoulders. The band is really good for people who have good development in their shoulders, and we can start to use it as a tool to develop speed in the lockout and the press, and just a little bit more resistance in the training itself. We go from there to 10 power snatches, 115 and 75. Now for this 12-minute AMRAP, you guys, I hope, have the capacity, maybe go 10 reps unbroken, but at least for this, you know, to say at least, to be able to do 10 broken, but if you guys have to break it up, you can do 5-5, and then if anything, fast singles on this. 115, 75, kind of the idea of that weight is that once we get fatigued, it's one drop, we're right back on it though, with almost like only 1 second in between, just enough to set down, grab your grip, and then go for the snatch again, okay? 5 bar muscle ups to finish that off, high skill movement, it's been a minute for us. If you guys struggle with that, a couple different ways, obviously we can always scale the reps back. Now there are, because I've had so much talk, people like to hang bands. I don't like bands, just, you know, quick tangent on that, but if you don't have the prerequisite skill to be flying through space with your own control, using a band to put you there without your own control because you don't have it is just a recipe for disaster. So it's just something to think about, and not try to push if it's not there, because tweaking a shoulder and with the muscle up, that turnover, it's a pretty vulnerable position if you get caught. That's why chicken wing is really bad for the shoulders and the muscle up if we catch. It's a lot of strain in the front. We get huge bicep tendinosis and tendonitis issues, possible tears and injuries and wear and tear over time. It's just not needed. And so I'm not a big fan of the bands. Just, I know some people want to use them, just my 2 cents on it. From there, guys, if we're going to scale from there, we're just going to do a regular 2-to-1 kipping pull-up. Make these chest to bar if you have the ability, and they're going to be a little bit be doable for you to do in a couple sets, and or just do regular pull-ups, and then our typical scales back from there. Okay, so quick warm-up for us, 10 minutes. We go just through some pressing, some core. We get into that wide grip. We're getting out to that first line to make that, to find that stronger position and get used to it so we can start to develop that. And then that 12-minute AMRAP, guys. 15 push-ups, band it if you guys can. If you guys have high capacity, if you're not, take the band out and just go through push-ups. 10 snatches that you're able to do pretty quickly, even on 1 reps. Be able just to drop and go into that 5-bar muscle-ups or pull-ups for you guys, okay? Let me know if you have any questions, and have fun with it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, all right?